that. Okay, firstly, I hope you enjoyed that little film of ours. I really enjoyed making it, and if you're wondering who that handsome little fella is, that's my dog, Sid. Come here, Sid, come here. I tried to get him, he won't. He's camera shy now. There he is, he's hard to get hold of. Say hi, everyone. Say, did you like our film? We are nearly at 1,000 subs, so if you have a short minute, please subscribe and like our video. We'd very much appreciate it. It would help support our channel. All right, you can go now. So if you haven't guessed, the lens I'm talking about is the Sigma 18-35 1.8, which is equivalent to a 27 to 53 millimeter on a APS-C sensor. Now I talk about this lens a lot on this channel, and for good reason. But as some of you might know, this lens is not compatible with the Fujifilm X-mount system, which is why if you use this lens, you're going to need an adapter. And the adapter I use is the Fringer EF-FX Pro 2 adapter. I've had absolutely no problems with this adapter. It's sharp, the autofocus is good, and on the Pro 2, there is an aperture ring, unlike the first edition. I first came into contact with this lens when I had a Canon system, and it was something like the Canon 80D, and I loved it so much, but I was doing a lot of traveling at the time, and I decided to sell that lens and then sell the Canon system and move over to Panasonic, and now I found myself with the Fujifilm system. So like the title suggests, this lens lives on my X-H2S. I use this pretty much every day. 70% of the time it sits on the camera. So I do get asked on this channel quite often why I don't use more native lenses. You know, the equivalent to this might be something like the 16 to 55 2.8. However great that lens is, with the weather sealing, which the Sigma doesn't have. I think it has better optical image stabilization, and it's still quite a big lens because this is hefty. This has got a lot of glass, but for me, that 1.8 aperture, for me to just step down and use in low light conditions makes it more versatile. I use this lens for interviews, I use it for landscape, I use it for B-roll, I use it for everything, including photography, which is a question I got asked recently as well, is would I recommend this lens for photography? And the answer actually is yes, I'd use pretty much all my lenses for photography. Remember, mirrorless cameras and the lenses that come usually with them are mainly more focused for photography. If you want to get more into just filmmaking, you need to be looking at more cinema camera lenses. They will do the job far better because they'll be softer and will need less post-production than something like this, because as you can see in the film that I did at the beginning, I did soften the shots with an app called Dehancer. Which brings me to Dehancer. I recently was able to test out their plugin, and I think it is phenomenal. It is particularly good at softening your image and giving you a more cinematic feel. Dehancer has been so good for loads of my work, and I do use this regularly. So if you are interested in purchasing Dehancer, I do have a code which is linked below. Just type in Jake Ducker at your purchase and you'll get 10% off. So that's a great deal. I would definitely urge you, if you're looking to get the same sort of vibe of what I've achieved in my short film, to purchase this plugin. So there's always more than one factor than just a lens, but I'm talking about this lens because it stays on my camera all of the time, and it's something that I'm very passionate about when I use. But I also want to talk about the cons, because there is no perfect lens, and even though this lives on my camera all the time, there are there are always some gripes. And some of the gripes I have with this lens is that it is bloody heavy. There's a lot of glass going on here. That's why it's so beautiful with the shots that you're getting. But this really makes me sometimes think twice about going on a walk with it or traveling with it or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, that's an issue for me because I do like to be more minimal and, you know, less heavy in my baggage. Another little gripe I have is that it isn't native to the Fujifilm system. It would be brilliant if it was, because then I wouldn't have such a long kind of lens setup. So Fujifilm, Sigma, if you're listening, partner up and sort out this lens. I'd love it in an X-mount edition. So, you know, fingers crossed, let's make that happen. And sometimes the autofocus isn't perfect, but I only really use autofocus when it comes to doing this. And I'm very reliant on the XH2S as well to do a good job, not just the lens. So don't have too many problems, but from time to time it will miss, and otherwise it's okay. I'm definitely becoming more of a manual focuser. And I would urge more people to be focusing their lenses manually, just to make sure you're definitely nailing that shot. Anyway, I'm going to end this video today with a few more shots that I grabbed with my old partner Sid, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. Please like and subscribe. As I said, we're nearly there to 1,000. I love the community we're building here. Let's make some waves, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Okay. Let's go.